There's a very good reason that XRP is the biggest coin in my portfolio right now. And of course, a part of it is because the price went from 50 cents to $3.10 or whatever it is at right now in just the span of a few weeks, making it rise significantly in my portfolio. But realize this, it's been a massive chunk of my portfolio for many years, and still as of this point, the reason I've not sold most of my coins is not because it's not in good profit. No, it's definitely looking good. But it's because of where I expect it to go next, and not on the extremely short term. We often talk about this. We've talked about the most important and interesting levels to watch. $3 for XRP is very interesting. $3.05 seem to be very interesting. The upper echelon, 3.14, were interesting. And actually below that, I'd say for the most part, it just comes back to $2.60 to $2.70. But that's not what I want to talk about here today. The reason I have all these positions open is not because I expect it to do so well tomorrow or today or, within a couple of hours afterwards. It's because over time, I've been able to spot some of the most important trends and, I guess, discrepancies, or I just call it divergences, one of which I guess is just the one you see right in front of you. So let me just quickly explain to you one very important thing. This graph right here shows the interest over time. And basically, what it showcases is how many people are looking up XRP. This, most of the time, coincides with price, meaning if the price goes up, more people start looking it up. And if the price goes down, also less people start looking it up. Now, as we can see right here, basically starting the beginning of November, it just went absolutely crazy as new people hopped on in, tried to find out more about XRP because the price just went so crazy. That as the price came down a little bit, the trends went down. Just now this week again, or I guess the last week or so, no, it's 2 weeks ago already. It went back up a little bit again, and right now it is back down. And I often state to y'all this. If you see that the price is steady or rising while the trend of the searches is mostly going down, that's one of the most beautiful divergences you can see. Why? Think about it this way. Let's just say we grab an asset like XRP that is significantly undervalued based on Bitcoin, meaning over the last few years, Bitcoin has done way better than XRP has. I think mostly because of the lawsuit, but hey, for this second, it does not really matter. If we then take a look at the search trends, it should always move in a direct correlation with price. But in this case here, in the last few weeks, the price really is not actually down. Matter of fact, it is up significantly from a bottom it just made. So whenever the price goes up significantly from a bottom like this, what you often see is also a shift in the searches. Again, XRP was one of the top gainers the last few days. Matter of fact, it was the best, I would say the best gainer in the top 10, best gainer in the top 20, maybe even as well for the recent history here. And if you see that the search results don't really match up, what you see happening then is that the coin is mostly being traded or bought or speculated upon by holders that are loyal or that are already in the community, things of that sort. And the reason that that is also crucial, the reason you want these like longer term believers and speculators, I shouldn't even call them speculators like that, but longer term guys, is because they're more resilient to moves. Meaning if the price goes down, they're less eager to sell. And if the price goes up, they're less eager to sell. You might call them from that perspective kind of neutral, and that's mostly the point. So why is that good? And are these holders smart? Think about it like this. If the price goes down and you sell, you might be selling at a loss or at less profit, which is not optimal for trading unless you bought just even lower just now. But then again, let's just say the price goes from 50 cents to $3 and you decide to sell when the price comes back down to $1. That's a lot of missed money, right? It's not necessarily perfect. But let's say the opposite side. Let's say the price goes from 50 cents to $3. You could be selling right there because you're in a ton of profit, sure, but let's just say you have in your mind that it can go to $74, then at $3, you're basically missing out on a potential 25x or whatever in the near future. So again, a lot of missed money there in case you sold and now your money is in fiat. What are you going to do with that? So the reason those holders are very different to, the new speculators, when the search results go up, a lot of new people join, is those people, when the price goes up, they don't know what they're holding. They don't buy because they believe in it. They buy in it because other people are looking it up and the price is going up. So they buy with the intention of, oh, I can make some money on this. But then if it happens, it goes from 50 cents to, for example, at that point, $1. They're like, oh, let me buy in with or it goes to $2, like, let me buy in because it's been going crazy. Then it goes to $3, but they're like, oh, $3.12 and I'm out. You know, they have a very short target, or maybe they even sell because they made some profit. Both are okay, but not necessarily amazing, but just wait. So let's say it goes from that 50-cent buy-in to $3 and they sell. Oh, that makes the price jump a little bit, right? Makes the price go down a bit because if everybody sells, then the price goes back down. But let's just say they were waiting a bit for it to go to $3.12 because their target was a bit too high, not very high, but a bit too high. Now, if the price comes back down, maybe even to below where they bought at, they get afraid because they're not sure what they're holding, so they sell at a low point, making the dips even dippier, right? So that's basically what you get with people that are new, coming to a community because of hype, basically paper hands weekends. Now, the reason that this divergence is so popular, I wouldn't even call it popular actually. I don't see that many people talking about it except for here on the channel. But the reason I like to often talk about it so much is because if you see that the price is steadily rising or just going flat even for the most part, it's actually kind of similar to the RSI, where that one basically talks about how overvalued or overbought or undersold, or I should say overbought or oversold an asset is. It's kind of similar here with the interest. If the interest goes down while the price slowly but surely goes up or goes sideways, it basically means that the holders are transferring over from these overzealous people who do not know what they're doing, who are eager to click a button, to more long-term holders. And there's a few theories about this. When it comes to meme coins, there's a couple of really big spearheads that often have these theories of believers, of almost cult members, people call it. People who just are not satisfied with the weakest of gains, who are not going to be shaken out by a minus 90% move. And I'd say the real XRP community, most of them are here for a really crazy time. To see their coin go to extremely high prices, and all the prices in the midst are just noise. Now, right now as it stands, I'm holding a trading competition where I'm giving away about $16,000 worth of XRP. It's about 6,000 XRP or so I counted. This is supposed to be 400 XRP, but regardless, you can check it out with the link down below. This is basically a little trading and ROI competition. There's a massive trading competition happening in, I think, 6 days from now or so. And I thought it would be nice to quickly warm the people up, see how good they are, because if our team does really well in about a week from now, in the competition that starts, we might be able to win a crazy prize as a team. And so I kind of have to scout right now how good are the people, and I'm putting up $16,000 for it. And it will basically be split over about 20 people. As you can see right here, this is the split that we've done. 10 people on ROI, so meaning how good you are in terms of rewards, and just for how big they are, you know, how much people are able to trade, whatever. And as I said before, I'll keep up in the numbers. If our team goes crazy, I kind of believe then in the next competition in a few weeks from now, we'll be able to earn so much from doing well that right now it's kind of like a good investment on my side, but hey. Getting back to it, what I just talked about with this whole cult debacle is mostly just along the lines of, let's just say we look at the XRP over a 7-year time span. A lot of people who bought in at any point have never sold, or at least never sold at a loss. They were always waiting for either big tips, big profits to make sure they're satisfied with the move that they made, or they made life-changing amounts of gains, but at least never sold. And thus far, since we're basically trading at all-time high prices, that would have been mostly the best choice. Now, there's a little caveat there, which is if you compare it to Bitcoin, we're still quite low. And that's again why I like to twist the knob a little bit and say, thus far, it's been very much worth it from dollar terms, because anywhere you bought at, if you just consistently kept on buying, your XRP price was probably around 30 cents or so throughout these years. And so you basically right now are at a 10x. But if we then take a look at Bitcoin, we compare the two, Bitcoin has done better over this time period, which makes XRP quite undervalued depending on fundamentals. But one of which is now that if we're looking at the divergence I just showed you, interest is quite low, while the price is quite neutral with an upwards bias, I'd call it, because we're slowly but surely still moving up. But then again, the entire market is down, and relatively XRP is one of the best holders uppers, whatever you call it. Like taking a look at the market right now, you can see out of the top whatever here, the best 30-day gainer is still XRP. So even though you might look at it and think, Dusty, the price isn't actually doing well, man, what are you talking? Well, take a look at monthly performers. XRP is up 50% almost, while no coin in the top, let's quickly see what coin that beats it, right? No coin in the top 25 beats it. The only coin that's doing better is Trump coin. But if I keep scrolling through, you can see the first coin that really beats it is actually at 51st place, because I don't think Trump coin really counts, to be honest with you. It just came into existence, so it's a bit different in terms of monthly performance. As well, if you take a look at the weekly performance, it's not been doing so well, huh? So I would not consider Trump coin in the same category as the rest. So when we're taking a look at that, really, a lot of people are overlooking this. The fact that XRP has been the best monthly gainer while the interest keeps going down. And again, that's why I just told you now, the price is holding up really, really well, as most coins, even on the week, are down more than XRP is. Really, start looking at the details of this, ladies and gents. And so, even though I have said before, we can't see another chopping session where the price goes down hard, I've seen mostly people on X, etc. state, no, we're gonna XRP, they're gonna sell hard on you. The team is gonna come in and they're gonna make sure the price drops like crazy again, just like previous runs. And my response or rebuttal to that would be, this is XLM versus Bitcoin, for example, where like, oh no, the 2018 move is gonna happen again. We've not seen anything of this crazy price shenanigans that we saw back in 2018. People say, no, we're going to see this right here, man. Where is it, right? We've seen a little tiny up, sure, but that would basically mean we have to go to these levels to really go into crazy 2017 territory. If you go to XRP, though, to put it into perspective, let's go to, oh, it's the right chart, just have to load in. Oh, no, but Ripple's going to dump on us. It's going to be like 27. It's going to be like 2017, really? Yeah. So it's going to basically be like what we saw back here of crazy gains before falling down lower. Because what we've seen right now, all this, relative to what we saw back then, we haven't seen anything just quite yet. No, but you should only look at the dollar pair. It's going to repeat what it did back then because there's the... Ladies and gentlemen, haven't you noticed that the price buildup, this is what it did back in 2017, right? It was a few weeks of up, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of straight up, and then literally the entire market collapsed. People often say, yeah, but Ripple's gonna dump you. But it was one let's see here real quick, one day. Let's quickly go back to 2018 to show you. It was practically, let's quickly grab it here, a few days of really crazy gains here, where from the 29th of December, the price was still at around $1.20 or so. To January 4th, so just like 5 days, let's call this, the price was at $3.50, let's say. And from there forward, it only came going down. And this whole debacle was from December 11th to January 4th or whatever, January 5th. So this was about 24 days, this entire super cycle that we saw for XRP. If we're taking a look at prices right now, you can more compare it to 2021, but then there was the lawsuit going on. But you can see the super cycle really, in this case here, already started almost 90 days ago. And right now, if we're taking a look at price, it kind of just seems, I can't draw it in because it's a bit already drawn in for, but you can see we're basically just gearing up again for another leg upwards, or at least so it seems. But the price right now has really been building at, for example, $1.90. There's so much history now, there's so much buildup from December 1st all the way towards the end of December, a whole month basically of building at around the $2 mark. Then slowly but surely, you can see, went back towards resistance at $2.50, slowly but surely built itself up, then actually bounced off of $2.50, slowly but surely built itself up. And right now, I will never tell you that we can't go back to, like, for example, $2.20 or something like that, because it's still within the realm of possibilities. But right now, moving back downwards, in my opinion, would really need another bear market, because the moment that XP really starts going down that hard, I kind of feel as if it's the end of the bull market. But I don't feel like we're there yet. Anyway, when we're taking a look at the price, even on this, we can see it. Slowly but surely we're building up, right? Yes, we had some down days, sure. But slowly but surely we're building up, but the trend is not showing it. And I keep saying, I think for that main reason, it is quite undervalued right now. I keep getting comments of people saying I'm an idiot for this theory, or why I keep repeating the same thing. But for some reason, most people are not seeing the same thing that I'm seeing here, I guess. Once more, I'm not telling you that this is guaranteed to happen. I'm just saying, this is the data I'm looking at. These are the numbers I'm working with, and this is what it's previously done, or what makes sense to me. For example, the divergence here, it makes too much sense to me that even though if I look at it, the trend throughout this period should have only gone up, because ever since the trend started, let's just say at the beginning of November, the price has basically only moved up. There were a couple of down days, sure, but the price is still up tremendously in such a short amount of time. And this month, it's still up tremendously from, again, just last month, it was almost $2. Right now, it's basically $3 something. But still, the trend is going down. The search results are going down, even though the price is getting more and more volatile and more crazy. Just in 1 month, you can see the price up 50%. what? Why is it not popular right now? Why is not everybody talking about it? Partially because we're not breaking the high, but also partially because right now is not the time where new holders are popping in. Many are hopping into Solana and things like that, but even those are not going crazy in price. Partially also Trump took away a lot of liquidity with Melania and Trump coin, making the rest of the market suffer a little bit, but it seems that XRP kind of skipped all the negative sides from it and slowly but surely has been building up. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. If you also are looking to trade crypto, for example, in our campaign, you can check the link down below. We still have ourselves the XP trades open everywhere, and I still will be adding significantly more in the near future. I'm actually, you guys can't see it right now, but I actually have quite a lot of positions open on different altcoins as well. Our SUI prediction that we put up a few days ago has worked out beautifully, and I keep saying, in a bull market, it's quite hard to lose. I sometimes wake up and think, oh my God, I'm a freaking genius, but I think most people have that in a bull market nearly every single day if the price just moves up from a dip, because again, if you consistently buy that dip, even with hard leverage, not financial advice, my thoughts, even with hard leverage, it's actually quite hard to lose because you do not get that many continued days of just slashing, cutting. It's quite rare. So relatively, you're going to win more than you're going to lose. The only thing we have to watch out for is that we're not doing this into a bear market, because I remember back in 2018, that's how I lost a significant amount of capital, but we're not there yet. Matter of fact, many coins are down 75% from their highs. You know, you can always go down 99% after going down 99%. That's true, but at some point, because the market's still so good and the fundamentals are looking so perfect, you got to start going again. And I'm just basically putting my money on the fact that the bull market's not over. And so the only way I'm losing is if the bull market's actually over and we never see levels this high again, just like never. But even if the even if the bear market were to start right now, for the most part, there's always still a crazy relief rally, meaning the price goes down 60% right now. If you keep buying like a madman, you're like, support, we go crazy. You can actually always, thus far for coins like XRP, I described this in a big theory before, sell for profit. It has never happened in the history of XRP that you were not able to sell for a juicy amount of profit if you kept buying the dip or kept consistently buying. It's never happened yet. Even if you bought at $3 a coin, like in 2017, I showed you the numbers before. With any different calculation you're going to get to, the only thing you have to do is significantly go for it if the price dips very, very heavily from wherever you bought initially at. But it's very, very hard to lose as long as you've got the, I'm going to say, resilience to keep up with the freaking movements. But if you can, I think we'll be greatly rewarded, which is just my theory. I think right now we're significantly undervalued. These are my backings. These are my findings. Do with it as you please. If you want to trade, links are down below. If you don't want to, that's completely fine, because at the end of the day, we've also measured that holding is pretty juicy. Yeah, those are just my thoughts on the matter. And I'm really bullish on XRP, but you've probably known that by now. And if you always want to stay notified whenever something crazy happens, make sure you put that notification bell on so you never miss out on another video.